Hello, everybody, and welcome to Non Sequitur News for October 3rd, 2025. I am Mayor Watt. I run ohmtown.com, and the sentient AI is still unavailable, but that's okay. We've got 10 articles that we're going to talk about. Labyrinth of Probability, Paranoia, the headphones market, Epic's free games, Scalping Technology, Shapeshifting Robot Samurai, from black lungs to blueberries, the Veritas Chatbot, PC gaming show Tokyo Direct, horror movie comes to Peacock, and a medieval dungeon and Roman burial discovered under a plaza. That and some more, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to do more shows today, but we'll see. Hope you like the show. Stick around, like, subscribe, ring the bell, that kind of stuff over on YouTube. Follow us here on Twitch. The shows have been sporadic because my mayoral duties are piling up. Anyway, see you in a little bit. All right, let's get into it. There is ohmtown.com over there. It's all news, no noise. It's really easy. There's 6 main categories and 50 channels underneath it. I'm trying to bring all of them onto Twitch and YouTube, but I just cannot do it. I don't have enough time. I'd like to do this full time, but I just can't. I can't do it. All right. Well, anyway, enough of that, right? The first article is, it's over in Warcrafters. It's a $2 coin flipping non-idle clicker is a 1-button labyrinth of probability paranoia. It says here, to paraphrase French Algerian thinker Albert Camus, one must imagine the coin flipper happy. In Unfair Flips, released on Steam a couple of days ago, developer Heather Flowers, you have a coin and a button. The button flips the coin, and to win, you have to flip 10 heads in a row. Initially, you only have a 20% chance of flipping heads, and this is, as the game name suggests, unfair. It's the unfair flips. It's hard to say that. All right. So the article is over at PC Gamer. Lincoln Carpenter put the article together. It says 20% is 20%. And that's all it is. It's a coin sitting there, and you mash the button that says flip. And I guess there's some manipulation that you can do there. It says it will likely take thousands of flips, and you'll have to manually click for each one. Thankfully, flipping heads rewards you with money. With that money, you can purchase upgrades, increasing the coin's value, your flip speed, your cash combo multiplier, and crucially, increasing your chance of flipping heads, because you have to get 10 in a row. As the game itself tells you, this is the entire game. You flip, that's it. Unfair Flips is a game about negotiating the temptations of superstition. Do you think you can get away with it without all of the manipulation? I doubt it. I mean, you got a 50-50 chance. I don't know how they got the 20% chance, but that's okay. This isn't a regular coin. It's unfair. All right, let's keep going. The next article is over in the Wanted channel. The headphones market is booming for one key reason, according to this article. It's all about wireless options for people buying headphones and earbuds. For me, I want to be able to have wireless, but also wired, and I want to be able to charge at the same time, charge the wireless component at the same time I'm listening. And a lot of headphones don't have that function. Omar Galaga, I guess, put the article together. It's over at cnet.com. Music's really loud on my side. I don't know about you. Well, anyway, it's all about wireless options for people. So the article, again, over at cnet.com says companies that make headphones and earbuds, including some of the world's largest tech companies such as Apple, Samsung, Sony, can expect boom times ahead, according to a new report. S&S Insider, a market research firm, predicts that worldwide sales of these portable audio products will nearly double from where they were last year, $58.41 billion to $114.81 billion. The biggest market is probably the United States, and I don't see that happening. In the US, sales are expected to nearly triple over the same period from $760 million to $2.13 billion. Yeah, I don't know about that. So fitness enthusiasts, commuters, professionals, students are all shifting away from wired solutions, which is driving the market for wireless headphones and earbuds, S&S Insider said in a press release. But the reason why is because the providers of the devices that used to have a wired connection got rid of it because it was too much of a pain in the butt. So the findings align with the increasingly wide range of headphone products CNET is evaluating, from over-ear models to open environment-friendly earbuds. Apple's iPhone 17 launch earlier introduced AirPods Pro 3, which can do live language translation and have improved sound quality. I'm fascinated by this live language translation because that's essentially turning into the universal translator, except the universal translator would be able to deduce unknown languages and translate it from context, I guess, clues. So we'll see. I know that I've gone wireless more and more, but I still like wired because I want to be able to listen and charge at the same time. So you have to have a wire to charge. Let's keep going. The next article is over in Warcrafters. Epic Game Store's free games for October 2nd are bona fide steal, they say here. The list of free games to give away, or that are being given away by Epic Games Store, continues to grow and grow with every passing week. Players can collect the last of Epic Games Store's freebies for September right now. I don't know if they actually can. It says you can look forward to another set on Thursday. That was yesterday. In context of this. So there are new games over there already. I don't, but that's okay. Anyway, Zachary Grief over at GameRant.com put the article together, and it says Epic Game Store free game Firestone explained, and they talk about it. Firestone's been around since 2019, dropping long before the recent idle RPGs that have become the craze in the mobile game market. It was fully released last year and now is a place on platforms such as Steam, Apple's App Store, Google Play, and of course, Epic Game Store. These idle games have become very popular, mostly in part because players basically play while doing other things in their day-to-day lives. That's me. I really dig idle games, but I don't have enough time to. I want to do videos and talk about this kind of stuff, but I need to, transition over to doing this full time, and it's just not possible. All right. Well, it says here, the free games page has already hosted a bundle like this in the past. I don't know. I would have to log in. I didn't do it, but they also have Nightingale listed here. That was for sale, and for free. You'll have to go over to Epic now. I recommend it because a free game is a free game. You may not even agree with Epic Games as a company. There's always something to kind of gripe about when it comes to companies, and I don't know. Sometimes we just kind of let it go because free is free, and shit's expensive. Let's keep going. The next article is over in Warcrafters. Scalpers are already selling the promise of an Asus ROG or Rogue Xbox Ally X for over $2,000 when it's still available for pre-order at half the price. And if you have your eye on the upcoming Asus Rogue ROG Xbox Ally X handheld gaming PC, be careful where you buy it from. As reported by Tom's Hardware, scalpers are already trying to rip people off with eBay listings charging over 2 times MSRP, with the ROG Xbox Ally X still available for pre-order at its normal price. Tom's Hardware spotted numerous eBay listings for the Xbox Ally X priced at as high as $2,500, and for context, it's $1,000. For the Xbox Ally X, or for the Xbox Ally, not the X, it's $600. So the article is over at PCGamer.com. Stevie Bonifield put the article together, and it's pretty wild. But people with money they basically put their order in. So if it gets delivered in the order of purchase pre-order, then they'll get it before other people get it and they can sell it faster. Because odds on they're not going to be able to manufacture everything that gets pre-ordered right away. Like I'm waiting for something to be delivered that was supposed to be delivered in September and has now been pushed all the way to January. So it says here, however, at this price, the Xbox Ally X is trying to compete with budget gaming laptops, many of which have discrete GPUs, and discrete means it's a separate one. It's not integrated into the motherboard. It's like having an onboard mobile graphics card and then having a separate one that is connected to the motherboard at a fundamental level, not necessarily through a connector like you would think, but this discrete GPU would be something like a 4070 or 5080. It depends on the price you actually pay, but $2,000 for a 5090 is probably usually out of the question. Well, anyway, other devices have discrete GPUs and the Ally X does not. So the handheld form factor is an understandable selling point here, but even so, it's worth considering all of your portable gaming options like the Steam Deck, for instance, LCD versions down to $320. Makes sense to go that route if you're interested in that kind of thing and you have the entire ecosystem of the Steam Deck. All right, let's keep going. The next article is over in Warcrafters. Don't lie, you've always wanted to be it's a degent-fueled shape-shifting robot samurai. I'm not sure what that is because I haven't played this. Morbid Metal's imminent playtest will finally deliver the goods. Morbid Metal looks over the top, even among character action games. You play as not one cyber ninja, but three, which I guess makes it's a characters action game, not a character action game. And when PC Gamer news writer Eli Gould put the reviewed it at Gamescom, they said that their expectations were blown out of the water within the first 5 minutes. Morbid Metal is like a roguelike spectacle fighter developed by Screen Juice and published by Ubisoft, where you carve through procedurally generated stages, piecing together custom combos and slapping on upgrades as you go. So the article is over at PCGamer.com. Justin Wagner put the article together. If this is it, it's kind of interesting. Yep, it is Morbid Metal. Can't pick a character, just swap mid combo. Yeah, this is the one that I saw. You could select between others. It even has little cards. Triple threat character setup means that you can launch an enemy into the air with one character, switch to another, and send them crashing back down in a matter of seconds. Morbid Metal was slated for early access launch earlier this year before it got delayed, though there's still a demo you can try on Steam. The next article is over in the Hatch Ideas channel, which is all about business transformation. Zimbabwe is tobacco country, but it wants to switch to a healthier crop, blueberries. I titled this one From Black Lungs to Blueberries. The future is food, not a bad habit. Horticulture specialist Clarence Mawale tells the BBC. So Shingai Nyoka over at bbc.com put the article together. There's no deck statement, but essentially, in contrast, blueberry exports from the tobacco sales surged to a record 1.3 billion last year, helped by the rising number of smokers in China. But in contrast, blueberry exports were a more modest 30 million. But horticulture specialist Clarence Mawale was undaunted. The future is food, not a bad habit. We have to strike while the iron is hot, says an exuberant blueberry farmer, Alistair Campbell, telling that to the BBC. Currently exporting to Europe, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia, farmers like Campbell would be gaining access to a massive new market once Zimbabwe passes China's compliance tests on pest and disease control. A former captain of Zimbabwe's cricket team, 53-year-old Campbell co-owns a high-tech 50-hectare or 123-acre blueberry farm about an hour from the capital, Harare. Each of the 240,000 plants on the farm is grown in a pot imported from the Netherlands or South Africa. The pot soil is also imported. The plants are watered 8 times a day with specially treated water, and blueberries are kept in refrigerators soon after they're harvested to maintain freshness. Fruit and vegetable that's grown on conventional farms is inexpensive because, well, you don't have to worry about the light, but you do have to worry about predation and all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, sorry, I was looking at my meters because I feel like I'm redlining a lot. At any rate, so they say here, Campbell believes Zimbabwe can cash in on the rising demand as the fruit comes into the early season in late March, hitting the market ahead of major competitors like Peru. It's all about Peru avoidance. Peru is both a bitter rival and an inspiration for Zimbabwe's farmers. In the last 10 to 15 years, it's gone from being responsible for less than 2% of global blueberry production to becoming the largest exporter of the fruit. Zimbabwe's production this year is expected to rise by 50% to 12,000 tons. Morocco is currently leading Africa's production with more than 80,000 tons. And South Africa, Zimbabwe's neighbor, produces 25,000 tons. So, and there's more in this article, but I hope that I teased you into going over to the BBC and checking out this article. Follow the link. It's in the show notes. It'll be in the show notes when the video gets posted over on YouTube. Twitch deletes everything after 60 days, so I feel wounded. So go over to YouTube, I guess, but follow here so that you're notified when we go live. I love Twitch. I treat Twitch as if it's kind of like my NFL, right? Like I watch all kinds of players. I'm not a gamer as much anymore. I don't have time to stream, but I would love to sit and hang out and chat and talk about the news and do casual games that I can just turn off, and I don't feel compelled to have to spend 12 hours, but I would love to. I'd love to hang out and just chat. One of my earliest jobs, I got a very large tip and a note that said, get out of the food service industry. And I kind of took that to heart. Unironically, I'm doing something similar to it though, but I get to talk a lot more. At any rate, expressing caution about whether this can be achieved, Campbell tells the BBC it's all good, saying Zimbabwe is open for business, but the underlying fundamentals need to be correct. So, all right, the next article is over in Non Sequitur News. That's the name of the show. Apple's Veritas Chatbot is reportedly an employee-only test of Siri's AI upgrades. I don't know if the speaker heard me because I have one in the studio. Anyway, Siri's new logo is listed here in this image when we go over to The Verge. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, Apple is testing Siri's upcoming revamp using an internal chatbot called Veritas. The company struggles as it tries to keep pace with the AI race. It's no secret. The next gen smart speaker has been delayed multiple times, and the debut of Apple Intelligence was met with a tepid response. I call it a very stupid smart speaker. Veritas gives Apple the ability to quickly develop, test, and collect feedback on new features, like searching through personal data and performing in-app actions like editing photos. The article is put together by Terrence O'Brien, largely reporting Mark Gurman's reporting. There's no plans for a public release, as Cupertino will likely rely on Google's Gemini for AI search. So according to Gurman, Veritas resembles other chatbot apps like ChatGPT and Gemini. Employees type requests, have back and forth conversations, and can even revisit old exchanges to dig deeper on a particular topic. But at least for now, it doesn't appear that they plan to release it to consumers, which Gurman believes is a mistake. The next article is over in Warcrafters. Every game trailer and announcement in the PC gaming show Tokyo Direct is listed over at PC Gamer. Their first ever PC gaming show, Tokyo Direct, has just wrapped up. This is back on the 28th. And what a show it was, it says, with 10 world premieres, several developer interviews, over 30 games for you to add to your Steam wish list, and you missed their Twitch and YouTube broadcasts, or you just want a rundown of everything that the show had to offer. then you can just click the link in ohmTown by following the link over on YouTube, and that'll take you over to PC Gamer, where Issy Vandervelde put the article together for PCGamer.com, and it's the big rundown of everything that they had. Blood Refresh Supply, Earth Must Die, Minos, Moomin Troll. Minos is like a maze thing, dungeon crawler kind of thing. Moomin Troll, Winter's Warmth, it says. Oasis, close that. Billy Bust Up. Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. Tanuki Pawn Summer. Gravebound. Kaiju Cleanup, which I am hoping I can get into the playtest for that, because I'll probably end up playing that live. That could be my main, I guess, until Light No Fire drops. I think that's going to be my forever game, Light No Fire. Hotel Barcelona, they have here. Mars Tactics, Clawpunk, and many, many more. It scrolls forever. I won't go through them all. I want to play Turnbound. That actually looks like fun. So I'll be adding everything to my wish list, my watch list, my favorites. What the hell? What do they call it over on? Yeah, wish list. Okay, let's go on. The next article is over at the Continuity Report. Beloved horror movie series comes to Peacock in time for Halloween. The Peacock has announced that that a large handful of the Leprechaun movies will be available to stream on the platform starting October 1st. Directed by Mark Jones, the original Leprechaun movie is released in 1993 and sees Warwick Davis play the titular evil creature. What Leprechaun movies are coming to Peacock? Leprechaun 2, 3, 4. That's Leprechaun 4 in space, by the way, and Leprechaun in the Hood. I don't. And so Brandon Schrewer put the article together. Peacock has announced the large handful of Leprechaun movies. I don't know if there's any others. So in addition to the first, I just told you all the rest. Let's see. Davis stars in all 6 of those movies. After Leprechaun Back to the Hood, there was a 2014 reboot directed by Zach Lipovsky titled Leprechaun Origins. Then that was followed by Leprechaun Returns, which is meant to be a direct follow-up to the original. Ignores all the events of the sequels. However, Davis opted not to return for that movie, and his role was installed by Lyndon Parco. There's more over at comingsoon.net, and the article again was put together by Brandon Schrewer. And our last article for today's non sequitur news is over in the Mobile Channel. Archaeologists find both a medieval dungeon and a Roman burial beneath a market square in England. I've been playing Town to City, which is like this chill little city builder thing that doesn't really have much in terms of like conflict or anything like that. Usually upset families because you don't have enough flowers in their front yard or a fenced backyard. That's about it. Anyway, Sonia Anderson put this article together for SmithsonianMag.com, Smithsonian Magazine. So beneath the city square in the English city of Leicester, archaeologists have discovered a Roman infant burial, remnants of medieval commerce, and a 16th century civic building's foundations. Experts think the latter is a bygone Gainsborough chamber, which was first recorded in the 1500s and home to a dungeon once described as a most vile prison. A team of researchers from University of Leicester Archaeological Services has been excavating Leicester Market since July after the city tore it up for a renovation. The market has been a hub of commerce and community in central England for centuries, and now it's all torn up. It says we found all sorts of archaeology that date back all the way to when Leicester was a Roman town. Excavation leader Gavin Speed told BBC Leicester. How many times can I say Leicester? They found evidence of the very first market as well, and perhaps remarkably, they've also found a large stone medieval building. The building contains an mayor's office on the upper floor, contains shops below, and below ground we found evidence of a medieval dungeon. How do they have all of this underground, for crying out loud? I'll never understand this. Gainsborough was used as a prison and court of justice as early as the reign of Henry VII in the late 1400s, according to Medieval Leicester by Charles Bilson. One parliamentarian servant was held in Gainsborough jail during the reign of Queen Mary I. Of his experience, the servant wrote, "Immediately as I were to come to Leicester, Master Mayor sent me forthwith to the most vile prison called the Gainsborough, which offered to put gyves and fetters, shackles, upon my legs, and so to lie upon hard planks without bed or straw, and without company or comfort." So they were in solitary confinement on nothing but the ground. Romans invaded Britain in 43 CE, and they settled Leicester soon after, transforming it into an organized town. The researchers had anticipated uncovering Roman artifacts during the excavation, but Speed says that the team's Roman discoveries in Leicester Market have surpassed their expectations. Pretty amazing. There's lots of video and images. Go over to smithsonianmag.com and check it all out. And with that, we're going to dig our way back to the front page of ohmtown.com and send you on your merry ways. Thanks for coming and hanging out if you did. And if not, and you're watching this as a VOD over on Twitch or over on YouTube, thank you very much. I hope that you follow us and subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.